Hello and welcome. Earlier today, we had a little walk out in the woods, and I was able to stumble upon a white-tailed deer, a buck, and I uploaded that information. And then I already, back here at the table, had a reading mostly laid out. And then because of seeing the buck, I took out the animal totem oracle cards, and I got white stag, but that whole reading is uploading currently. But then as I was clearing the table to do this next reading, I was shuffling the decks back together, and underneath, lo and behold, comes the deer, which this shows two of the female deer with three chickadee birds. It says, "Dear love, be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and your grace." So what I'd like to do is bring in some tarot cards here. Let's see, I've already shuffled these a little bit. Three of Roses, Three of Cups with loving elementals at the bottom, splitting to Eight of Roses, Sangha, community with children, family, entertaining, came out in the earlier reading. Now we have Archangel Raphael with community. It's a loving community, a community where individuals are healing, open, receptive, supportive perhaps. And now we have Waterfall, which came up in the preceding reading. Some emotional shift and change probably in this community. I don't know if there's an addition of a new child or a new idea that's being fostered within a group. Let's take some cards here. We have your card coming up as the number 1 major arcana, the Oracle of Delphi, interpreting the will of the divine perhaps, and others taking note of that, or one in particular that you may have making plans with you, or perhaps even a mentor, something, maybe you're giving a speech. I'm seeing someone give a speech with another individual doing sign language. Maybe you're taking in some type of performance in this way. There's also an element of yourself that perhaps you have known this or felt compelled to take the stage or take some leadership position, or maybe you've been sort of pushed to the forefront in various jobs or organizations where people saw something in you that you perhaps didn't even see in yourself, or maybe you did, but it looks like you have the ability to follow the spark of your own intuition, which many other people, if they are not told directly what to do, they'll wait until they get another instruction and they'll just be static until then. But it looks like there's already this spiritual fire lit below you, some kind of soul resonance with being able to take action when it matters, perhaps. And it looks like you're wise and intuitive, and when you're in tense situations, you operate very well under pressure, under the gun, under fire. Apologies for the road noise, folks. Crossing you, this also came out in the previous reading, wishes fulfilled, 5 of keys. And we indicated also that there were keys on the table because I had already said that many people may be guardians, earth guardians, gatekeepers, key holders, sacred key holders, where if there's a gathering coming together, some type of event, possibly with food involved, there's something here that's speaking to you on that intuitive level, and you're going to feel very compelled to take action. And it might surprise you or surprise others. Maybe others are seeing you as acting impulsively, but for you, these are impulses that are based on feeling this pressure to shift and change for some time intuitively. And when you respond, it's because the spirit calls you to take action. Crowning you is this King of Keys. So an individual, it looks as though they're almost in view of this castle, looking at the sun and perhaps this sunrise. They're happy. It's like a homecoming I get from this card, and it's King of Keys is Pentacle. So this may be you finding a place that works for you, or getting close to a venue, for instance, or to a spiritual retreat or a workshop, or maybe it's just like a store or something in the mundane sense, or a hotel. It doesn't matter what it might be for each of us individually. It looks like there's some element of hopes or fears. I would say hope here, of needing to take a trip, or to move home, or to take this quest here. But I think that once you start to pull in, it's like there's some type of either synchronicity or like a rainbow happening that's like, wow, oh, do you see that synchronicity, or do you see that signpost from the divine? And pulling in, it's like there's a heart resonance with the individuals, or with something there, like these little tidbits, like perhaps you're going into something that's like, let's say, a restaurant, and the owner waits on you, and they have something about their beingness that shows them to be somebody who's a kindred spirit, for instance. And for some, it could have to do with a divine partnership, but sure. But with King of Keys, I would suspect that this is, because of being the Pentacle suit, it's something that's either related to our blessings, our prosperity, our career or calling, or with the ability to manifest something, such as movement of a literal place. But it looks like this is the answer to some type of a prayer, and that you're going to be getting exponential signposts. So trust those little miracles as they prevent. Oh my gosh, look at this. There's the rainbow looking out from the journey here, setting your course. Yeah, maybe at the beginning of your journey, or setting out to go check out some type of place or person or venue. Um, Even if that's like a channel, also like a medium, going to see a medium or something, having the opportunity to see a concert. There's some type of spiritual messages that are following you and pushing you and compelling you to keep moving, and saying, do you see this? Do you see that? And it looks like you're getting on the same page with some other individuals. There's a common goal with them being in these uniforms. And I don't know if you'll come in contact with people in uniforms, like security or something. um, and it occurs to me that I'm about to take my exchange student over to one of our nearby uh, castle homes to walk through that later. There's something about perhaps even a mundane trip, not even seeming that it's that big of a deal, just going to the next town over or something, and having these little things, these little gears start moving, where you're able to see the magic. And maybe you can call it out to the other individuals who are traveling with you, like, do you see that? Do you see that? It's like you can see further, like this is going to be a magical adventure, and you're able to delight and incite these individuals to witness a bit of the magic as well. It's like they're checking their map, they're going around. There's something here about that. Oh my. And here it is. In the recent past, you have had an initiation with the Count Saint Germain here. So this I am influence, there's a lot more to it than the I am influence in the violet flame, but the violet flame is being able to transmute lower vibrational states of being, perspectives, or situations, narratives, mindsets, anything of a lower vibrational resonance. You're able to transmute or shift that energy into a different state. And so you're able to elevate what has um, become stagnant. You're able to uplift, you're able to inspire, and I see a little chipmunk playing in the grass over here. You're able to bring that little spontaneity and a bit of magic into people's everyday. And this is something you've recently gone through. I'm hearing halls of Amenti, which are actually more related to Thoth, the Egyptian god, also known as by many forms, but I'm always drawn to Hermes Trismegistus, Mercury, the alchemist, and we've got Saint Germain, who's also known as an alchemist at 1111 on the timer as I look up. The muse, yes, you're being able to act as the muse because look at what you know about things and the things that call your attention. Where one person might be like, oh, this traffic and all this pollution, you're over here like, oh, look at that little child with their hanging onto their dad's hand and them just being so delighted by something. Oh, look at this. It's by calling our attention. What catches your eye? That's what's coming through. So it's creating this resonant surge in somebody else. It's unlocking something, some type of inner vulnerability, inner emotionality. And I feel like you are gaining someone's trust. And that something about this is really cluing into something that you may not even foresee until the moment unfolds before you. Oh boy, look at this. Archangel Michael coming in the placement here with other people's influences and the way they see you. Archangel Michael to me is the angel of protection, of victory, of using your ability to speak and to become a change agent through the use of your voice and the use of your energy. Um, what else? Blue ray, self expression. Maybe it's the way you do your hair or the way that you're just different and unique. You're magical AF is kind of what's been going in my head. And somebody is perhaps a child or somebody younger than yourself. And again, I was saying, look at that child holding on to the father's hand, didn't I? And here we have Archangel Michael with these two children. So perhaps you will see or witness another individual, could even be somebody mundane, like a person in uniform, or the curator at a museum, or a venue, or just a cashier, just a cashier. All of these people are also the I am presence. The presence of God is within all walks of life. It can be the lowliest homeless individual with a sign on the side of the road that hasn't showered, and they can have the spark of the divine, and they can issue you such wisdom if you have the wherewithal to witness it. And it looks like by you witnessing someone else, this restores somebody's faith and trust in the human dimension in some way. You're being a representative of the light. Yes, see the light in all things. You heal with the power of love. Acknowledge your self worth and grace. Don't be hard on yourself. Be the big hearted, wide open book that you have the potential to be in those safe situations, and be gentle with yourself. And, don't shame yourself and all of that. But yeah, being all of who you are is really opening up a situation. So, in the position of your inner dialogue, we have reflection. Looks like you are a very wise individual, and here we have the sailboat at night. It's like you've already done a lot of reflecting on how you want things to go, perhaps even in this plan, in this chartering of this course here. You've already thought about multiple situations that you intuitively channeled through spirit, that spirit was already setting you up for something magical that you didn't even fully grasp. But in the moment, it's like spirit's like, see, I knew you'd like this trip. See, I told you you had to come. Look at that. Do you see this? And so spirit is like, I designed this just for you. I made this just for you, to delight you, to inspire you, to open you up to witness the beauty that you manifested. And this is a gift that you're able to unlock and gift to somebody else with the keys. You're unlocking a doorway to their heart, and they will remember you for years to come, their whole life perhaps, those little individuals that we pass. And there are some, for better or for worse, that have never left my mind. Some of the silliest situations, like a homeless person that yelled at me for smiling at them. You know, this was moments after they were getting kicked out of a bar. But these things happen. You know, what do you do? Here we now have the King of Roses. So the King of Emotions coming through. Uh, we've got two kings now, the King of Keys and the King of Roses. Let's get the other two cards for the potential outcome. We've also got Diversity, Five of Scrolls. There may be something here as well about racial identity, respect, cooperation, religious differences, diversity in many forms coming through, and with your ability to be the divine, sacred, evolved lover of life that you are, the gentle nature that you are. It's like you're coming through well informed, very intuitive, psychic, and holding a lot of sacred knowledge that's yeah, opening up vistas. Interesting way to end it. We have this chess game coming out. So something strategic. I do just want to take one more. Up in the air, the hot air balloons. That's so interesting here. So, yeah, so maybe leaving a little bit of time and space up to spirit to fill in the blanks, leaving yourself a little bit of extra time so that you're not feeling too rushed or feeling that tension that disallows the magic to really delight the sensibilities and call our attention to it in the flow. You know, stopping to smell the roses, stopping to when you see something on the side of the road, so you can spontaneously be like, ooh, I feel called to stop at this little roadside stand. Who wants to get out and have a little stretch? You know, something such as that. And with chess game, you know, maybe you even want to take some games on the road, or um, maybe there's something else that you are able to be quite strategic and tactical with, and maybe having some other objectives, such as, you know, helping other people to heal, um, might come through. Or I'm not quite sure exactly what it is that you're going to be working on. So I'll just take a couple more cards here on the outcome. Okay. Let's see. Underneath we have gifted. So there's also let's see all the cards before I open my mouth. I don't want to go in the wrong direction here. We have mediumship, manifest, faith, and commitment. So commitment popped upright. So your commitment to spirit and to doing things that are going to be a gift that you're giving to somebody else here through this travel. Um, hmm, there's there's more about this game, but it's like committed to being the Oracle of Delphi, committing to your intuitive hits and your ability to manifest magic through your ability to listen and to then manifest things into reality, like manifesting the spots or something. Maybe that's one of the things that you will be playing games with, such as, all right, you guys, let's try to manifest a parking spot, for instance, or let's manifest something like a hawk or something like that. Instead of playing I Spy, maybe playing I Manifest. I mean, that's an interesting game of strategy. I don't know if it would work or not. I've never tried it. But there's something here that just kind of is playfulness with spirit that's helping you to tune someone else into their magical capacity as a change agent in their own world. Birthing. Interesting. Birthing the chess game. So, what is the chess game? What is the chess game? I want to get something recognition on the bottom with violet flame. Transmuting something. Maybe it's by not being overly strategic or competitive in nature. Or maybe there's an edge to something that's got to be competitive. Divinity. So the ones popping out here, we have take flight, love, and confidence. So we already have that you're an agent of love here. Be gentle and healing with the power of love. So the power of diversity, the power of manifestation through playfulness and cooperation of the universe, being able to, um, sometimes, moving clouds, moving animals, or um, asking, or, asking an individual's, a stranger across the way, asking their higher self, do you want to look at me? And seeing if they'll turn around. These are interesting games. I don't necessarily do a lot of these, but it's coming through as something like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, where, and I don't normally agree with showing the magic, but earlier it was about masked magic and coming into context with people who support and unlock that. And this one now seems to somewhat be from the other perspective. But yeah, taking flight, love, and confidence. And with take flight up in the air with this hot air balloon, um, yeah, confidence in your magic. There's something about having faith in your capacity to bring something into fruition and to play around with the elements that are in existence and to watch something play out. So it's going to take a little bit of planning and asking the divine intervention, divine interference patterning. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of things that are kind of in truncated messages right now because we're not always meant to see. Because, as I said, there's something here that we're not meant to anticipate. We're meant to not know so that it comes through spontaneously, authentically, and genuinely. Such as, like maybe at the beginning of the day, you could even start out with a bingo card, like um, putting hawk, fox, whatever the animals that you're likely to see, and the types of, in a couple random things too on your little bingo sheet. And then as you see them on your travels, mark off your cards and see if intuitively you can manifest, just like Neo in the Matrix. It's like the the oracle the oracle says to Neo, "Oh, by the way, you're forgiven for like knocking over the thing." And then he's like, "Oh my gosh, how'd you know?" And she's like, "Well, was it going to happen anyways, or did you only do it because I called your attention to it?" And so that's where it's like it's a game, it's a strategy, it's a grid like the bingo. So random, but I have faith that things speak through us for some type of a reason. Maybe if you're taking a flight, some of the on plane games, or, like crying baby. Everybody's got a crying baby on a flight, it seems like. Or Karen, maybe there's a Karen. Or turbulence. I don't know what you put on your sheets, but there's something here quite playful. So let's get our last oracle cards. Here we have number 40 on the bottom of the deck, the Yin Empress. The Yin Empress, very much in her reflection mode. It's like the pre-planning, the communion with spirit. I'm hearing hearing. And then I looked down and it says here, the yellow tiger mother, number 13, that number of integration and transformation, and solar plexus energy too. So whether or not you're the mother in a situation, or if there's a mother involved, or if you have a mother in spirit, for instance, this is about the protectiveness of Mother Nature, again with the word protection, and the whole animal kingdom, Mother Nature coming through and showing us signs and synchronicities. I'm seeing a huge shadow of a bird um, going around, and I can't see because I have a roof above me, but probably nothing. But I will say, a few days ago when we were bringing our student back from the airport, we saw, my daughter and I, because she was sleeping, this huge bird comes swooping down into the side of the road, and just as we approached it, it swooped back out, and we got this beautiful view of the underbelly of an owl. And I believe it's the barred owl, which seems to be speaking up to me over the last several years. First in a vision, in a lucid dream. It was so significant. And then later, there's a pair of them on the property that speak to each other and coo at night, because they have a specific call. And then seeing when it's like lengthy signposts, and something such as that. There's something that we're being told to listen to Mother Nature, listen to the Great Mother, and act with confidence. Yes, confidence in the love, confidence that we will be provided for, supported, protected. We will be met with the individuals on our path that we need. Like, let's say something negative might happen, like, breaking down, overheating, or having um, a bad tire on the road, manifesting that, or getting lost, manifesting a roadside gas station so that you can ask for directions. Yeah, it was there all along, but with your faith in it, maybe you're also driving towards it instead of taking a wrong turn again. There's all these ideas coming forward. But there's a cohesive dream to the chaos. There is a central order to what seems to be disorder, and the thread that comes through. Primarily, we're talking also again here about the moon phases, and today is the solar eclipse. And Nitya Kali, I don't know this one as much, but I do believe it's related to chakra. Is it the crown or the root? It kind of looks like both to me in the moment. I have the wrong book. Make sure you take the right map. Follow the right address. Double check those things on the road. But if you happen to be lost, maybe you're lost sort of incidentally, accidentally, on purpose, so that Spirit can show you a different thing on your detour. So trust the process. Allow the magic, and don't be dissuaded or lost in any delays. She calls us away from the world to journey inward, where a path of sacred introversion beckons. Turning within may feel natural or unfamiliar, but in journeying within, you will gain energy, insight, and freedom from the constraints of what has been. Allow that which needs to end to do so. You shall realize that you're not being denied, but released. There's something new on the horizon. Honor your losses, but keep hope in your heart for what is meant to be. So, with this chess game, if you've been in a tense situation that's been drawn out, or if you're really nervous about an outcome, it does look like there is positivity coming in, that there's some level of strategy that's paying off. And if you have faith that you are being able to manifest your highest outcomes with commitment to your own personal integrity and with the gentle power of your love, that the soft can overcome the hard like water. Um, yeah, so here we're also talking about the moon phases yet again, um, letting things run their course and pass through and transition. It's a sign to embrace the qualities of decrease for a period, to bring a cycle of experience to completion, and to generate what is necessary for the next cycle to be more abundant and nourishing than the last. Given our societal preoccupation with constant activity and outwardly driven connection, honoring Nitya Kali requires the use of our will to honor our soul rhythms above peer pressure. So I believe that's actually what it's talking about, is following our intuition. And maybe it's like one of those situations where the GPS is trying to tell us to take the highway, and we're like, I'm going to take the road less traveled because my intuition tells me to. And letting ourselves follow the divine will and connecting with our own ability to let go, to surrender to the flow, and to let ourselves become that oracle. I think that's all coming up at this time. So I hope that you found that fun or entertaining or whatever that you were seeking for your messages. I hope that whatever that you're nervous about or whatever you're planning that is coming into being here goes through without a hitch, and that your wishes are actually being fulfilled. And if it takes a little bit of time, trust in the process. You've already gone through your initiation. And in this time, it's kind of like, be gentle with yourself during this birthing process, bringing a vision into form, having this deepening of a bond, or especially with the deepening of the bond with between the self and the divine. I believe that's also what we're really talking about here. It's not just the adventure. It's not playing with and evidencing magic to others so much as it is the ability to trust the self, to show